Now we have vocabulary list 10. And here you're going to learn numbers 13 through 19 and a couple of signs for math so that you can use those signs to do a little bit of math. So we're going to start with 13. Now, the signs for 13, 14, and 15 are kind of similar. So in your mind, you can remember them together. So for 13, you want a 3, and then you put your fingers together, and then the movement is kind of like you're saying, hey, come here, right? So you want a 3 with your fingers together, and then you do kind of like come here, okay? 13, 13. 14 is the same. You just have a 4 hand shape with your fingers together, and then it's like you're signing come here. So that's 14. 15, same idea. 5, fingers together, and then this movement. So 13, 14, make sure your thumb is sticking in, 14, and 15. Make sure your thumb is sticking out for 15. So 13, 14, and 15 are kind of similar. And then 16, 17, 18, and 19 are signed kind of similarly too. They just have the second number and then you do a shaking movement. So I'll explain what I mean by that. So for 16, the second number is 6, and then you shake it back and forth. So this is a 6, remember? 16. So you don't want it to go back and forth this way. You want to have your palm facing you and then away from you, and then facing you and then away from you. 16. 17 is the same thing, only with a 7, because in 17, the second number is 7. 17. Then 18, you want an 8 and shake it. Palm towards you, palm away from you, towards you, away from you. 18. And then 19 is similar to, you just want a 9 hand shape, back and forth, back and forth. So that's 19. So let's do those again. 16, 17, 18, 19. Now there's kind of a fancy way of signing 16, 17, 18, and 19. It's called the formal way. This is usually used for something like signing years, like 1892. But some people sign it this way all the time. So I just want to show you. What I just showed you already, 16, 17, 18, 19, is kind of the easier way, but you can see this way too, just so that if somebody signs that to you, you'll know what they're talking about. So for 16, you want to start with your thumb up because it comes from 10. Like 16 is 10 plus 6, right? So 10, 6, and then it's just shortened. So it looks like that, 16, 16. 17 then would be 17, like 10, 7, 17. Then 18, then 19. So you can sign them whichever way you like, but just know that some people will sign it one way and some people will sign it the other way. All right, our last 3 signs on this vocabulary list are plus or positive. So you want 2 one-hand shapes. You're going to leave your non-dominant hand, the one that you don't use very much, the one that you don't write with, just the way it is. But your dominant hand is going to turn so that your palm is facing down, and you're going to tap it here in the front. Don't tap it behind here, tap it in the front. So that's the sign for plus or positive. Minus or negative, you're going to leave your dominant hand, that one that was moving here just a second ago, you're going to leave that the same, but your non-dominant hand changes to a flat hand shape. So that's negative or minus. So if you're doing math, you want to do 1 plus 2, you do it that way. Or 1, 2 minus 1, you do it that way. Then the last sign is equals. So if you're doing math, 1 plus 1 equals 2. So it's 2 flat hand shapes bent in half like that, and then you just tap your fingers together. So like that. Equals. It also means fair Or if you're playing a game, it means to tie because it's the same on each side, right? You got the same score, so you tied. So that's also how you sign tie or equal or fair.